Does Cherki need time to settle in? Does he get the obligatory season sitting on the bench and coming on at the end of games and playing Carabaos and FA Cups? Or does he start? Is Rayan Cherki good enough that Pep gives him the freedom or relief of not defending? And will he be allowed to have that freedom in the final third? So the question is Rayan Cherki good enough for Man City to start every game and for Pep to give him that freedom of no defending, that relief? Last season, obviously you're aware that Savio came in. His defensive duties were the same as everybody else. The only thing is he didn't do it at first. As the season went on, as he played more games, you could see Savio getting back and defending. Now maybe that's because we're leaking goals and originally he wasn't asked to, but then Pep said, no, you're going to have to get stuck in. You could see that by Savio coming back and defending, and Pep would slap his bum. Good job, Savio. Good job, Savio. There's a bum slap for you. So the question is Rayan Cherki defensively weak? Well, yes, the stats from last season show he is defensively weak. So the question is he defensively weak by choice, or was he given that freedom by Leo? By go and do what you want to do. Your job is score goals, assist, stay there. I probably think it is the latter, because he came out and said, I'm willing to do what I need to do. I'm a grafter. Whatever you've heard about me, don't listen to it. I get stuck in. So the benefit of the doubt, give it him. He deserves the benefit of the doubt. He hasn't played on the pitch for Manchester City yet. He deserves that benefit of doubt. Now, I think he will start. I think in the Premier League he will start. Obviously, we have this pre-season-esque FIFA Club World Cup that they will be treating as a pre-season to see how the players do. Will Rayan Cherki get however many starts over the 3 initial games we got? I think he will. I think he will start. And this is where Pep will see if he's defensively good enough. Now, what Pep normally does is he gives players a season. It gives players a season of, coming off the bench now and again. He'll start the odd game in the Carabao or the FA Cup, and that's how they work. That's how they work themselves into the team. Obviously, last season, Marmoush comes straight in because we didn't have that firepower. Marmoush, we needed him, and I think that was the point of him. I think he was plug and play. Savio and Doku weren't really performing. Doku beats his player, no end product. Savio could not shoot for shit. Now, Rayan Cherki, we know he can shoot. He can shoot with his left, his right, and he can assist with his left or his right from any part of the pitch. Long pass, short pass. He's very creative. So this whole thing about Pep managing the flair from players is not true. You've seen the Messis, the Riberies. You've seen it before. You know that Pep gives these players freedom if they deserve it. Kevin De Bruyne, freedom because he deserved it, right? So Rayan Cherki, in my opinion, will get that freedom. As long as he doesn't, as long as he's doing something productive with that freedom, I think Pep will allow it. But that's not saying that he is fully relieved of his defensive duties. I think he will be asked to press. And I think that is where his defensive duties will be coming in. I think he'll be pressing from the front. Obviously, we've got Haaland. Haaland presses from the front as well. So you can't allow too many players that relief. You can't allow too many players the relieving of duties, of the defensive duties, right? I've got some stats here for you. So last year for Leon, he had 44 appearances, 12 goals and 20 assists. That's 3,099 minutes. That's 0.35 goals per 90, 0.58 assists per 90, and an overall of 0.93 G&A per 90. Now that is very, very good. And if you take into account that we'll have Marmoush and Haaland on the pitch as well, that is very, very good. If Foden comes back and he's on form and he can find a bit of form that he had the season prior to the last, then, 0.93 G&A per 90 is very, very good. So I think it's all about balancing out the team. I think it's all about who do you allow that freedom. Well, I think Foden is very, very good defensively as well as in the attacking areas. That you know, you can kind of tell Foden, no, your role now is to be a bit more defensive because we've got Cherki, and Cherki's going to create a lot of chances for us. I can't wait to see Cherki with Marmoush and Haaland. I think Cherki's going to get bags of chances, right? So I think it all depends on how well this initial Club World Cup sightings of Cherki go. If, you know, he's productive to the point where, you know what, you are good enough that we don't need you to defend. As long as you're creating chances, go and do that. If we're leaking goals and it comes directly from a decision that Cherki makes, then yes, you will be asked to defend. Now, just because we got Rodri back does not mean that all the players in front of Rodri can chill. We still need that defensive liability. These players have defensive liability. So I've got some more stats for you. 45 shots last season, 89 dribbles, 14 tackles, 135 recoveries, 11 interceptions and 5 yellow cards. That's no red cards as well. So looking at that, that's very, very good. Now, you'll notice that there's not a lot of defensive stats in there. Recoveries 135. Now that is recovering. Interceptions, that's 11, but that's over however many games was it? 3,099 minutes. So 11 interceptions in 3,099 minutes. You know, that doesn't look very good. But like I said earlier in the video, is that because Leon told him he didn't need to? My feeling is yes. My feeling is if anyone was going to make something, then it was going to be Cherki, which is why he was given that freedom. The problem is when it comes to City, we got a lot of players that can create. So maybe it's not all going to be on Cherki, and it's not going to be, you know what, you're that good, go and do what you want, because other players can create as well. So the question for you is, does Cherki need time to settle in? Does he get the obligatory season sitting on the bench and coming on at the end of games and playing Carabaos and FA Cups, or does he start? That's my question to you. Get in the comments, let me know, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.